What's up guys, hope everyone is doing great. This video is about Naruto and his role going forward in the Boruto story. Naruto is both an amazing character, but also a crutch and an easy get out card for the writers to use. Since Naruto is a main character, he would never be relegated to being irrelevant to his own story or Boruto's for that matter. The issue is that Boruto's story is meant to be a story that takes place in a period of peace and prosperity, with people finally having a choice whether to be a doctor, engineer, farmer, or a shinobi. The world Naruto and the previous generations were trying to create is finally here. But like the old saying goes, hard times create strong men create good times time creates weak men, and weak men creates hard times. The world Naruto and the previous generations were striving for is up in the air, with the rise of greed and hate, civil war and unrest amongst the hidden villages, and the rise of science and technology, giving people who usually would have resorted to ninjas now having alternative choices to choose from. As an audience, we are now looking at the shinobi world through the eyes of Naruto's son Boruto and seeing the choices that he has to make. A lot of people would say that sounds great, but since Naruto was the previous main character, can he just defeat the main villains or anyone that threatens that peace he so desperately fought for? I would say that's a great question, but if you watch the Naruto series, a lot of the themes covered in Naruto are themes centered on people themselves, from betrayal, hope, trust, regret, and many more, and those themes were expressed through key characters like Itachi, Nagato, Obito, Naruto, Sasuke, Madara, Gaara, and a whole lot of other characters. It wasn't about who was right or wrong, but understanding people's viewpoints and whether their viewpoints was fair to everyone else's, and that it doesn't restrict other people's free will. For example, Nagato's or Obito's goal, even though when we went through their backstories and felt empathy for them, it still didn't excuse their actions, and that it threatened the entire world. Boruto's story follows the same principle, and that his generation are dealing with those themes of identity and finding their place in life in a world where the role of ninjas are in question. Another thing is that Naruto himself as a character hasn't finished his own growth and development, and his presence is still needed for the next generation in terms of wisdom, knowledge, and experience. I used to think that it would be better off if Naruto was written off and given a valiant death, just to give Boruto as a story the chance to grow on its own without having that huge shadow over it. But when Kurama was written off, it made me realize that Naruto can play a lot of roles in the story, and from a business sense his presence is necessary, because what better ambassador can you have for your TV series than Naruto himself? Do I think Naruto is going to be whipping out new jutsus and taking down one villain after another? The answer is no, because this story was never about that, but a story about people themselves and how the outside world is a reflection of what's going on the inside. And at the moment, with Boruto's generation, things don't look so good, because as the major villages celebrate new growth and development, the smaller villages have suffered and corruption is still ever present, and crooked organizations continue to exist and thrive like Gaara and countless others. I've always viewed Naruto as a story being a depiction of a world where ninjas and feudal lords exist, to a period such as in Boruto's time where the ninja's role is reduced and feudal states turns to countries with governments and people practicing democracy. The same formula that Naruto was successful in is being done with Boruto and Kawaki representing two different viewpoints, but ultimately sharing the same goals. A world where everyone is judged fairly and people have the right to pursue their dreams irrespective of race, religion, or creed, which is something Naruto also believed in. In conclusion, I see Naruto's role more as a symbol and a person that people in Boruto's generation can look to for advice, knowledge, wisdom, etc., and less as a Goku figure that gains new powers and abilities each time. Since the focus is on the next generation and less on Naruto and his generation, it's like the Kakashi quote about each generation surpassing the previous one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. What are your thoughts on Naruto's role in the story? Do you agree with the points made in this video, or do you guys have another viewpoint on Naruto's role? Please share your thoughts and opinions, leave a like and subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your day.